Hi guys, welcome back to another reaction video. How you guys doing? If you're new here, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting this channel. So today we're checking out 10 shocking realizations Americans have after living in England. Without further ado, guys, let's dive right into this.
Moving to England changes many expectations about daily life. Most Americans expect the shift to be about famous sights and centuries-old buildings, but the differences show up in ordinary moments instead. Imagine seeing almost empty streets on a Sunday, or noticing that a cup of tea interrupts the typical workday. Instead of big city chaos, you might find a crowded train platform where everyone waits quietly, or a midday break in a local tea shop. Did you know that most English jobs still pause for tea each afternoon? And even fast-paced cities can feel slower than major US towns? Picture walking past a London cafe late in the day, tables full, people talking without devices, and no one working on a laptop. The common view only scratches the surface. This video highlights 10 real differences Americans often notice after living a year in England, collected from forums, testimonials, and daily accounts. Most people overlook these small changes, but they make a lasting impact. Here are 10 points revealing the truth about daily life in England, focused on facts, not cliches, with insights from real-life experiences and research. But before we continue, hit that like button and subscribe. Number 10. Work-life balance. American workplaces often celebrate extra hours and packed schedules, with long days and short vacations. England runs differently. In most jobs, clocking out by 5 or 5:30 p.m. is routine. The standard paid annual leave is at least 28 days, usually including bank holidays compared to 10 or 15 days in the US. Lunch is more than a quick sandwich at your desk. People take proper breaks, often stepping outside. Shops in smaller towns commonly close by 6 p.m., and this downtime is protected by labor laws and cultural values. Americans adjusting to this new pace sometimes worry it means less ambition, but most later notice they have more time for themselves. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. When was the last time you finished work and truly relaxed before dinner? Number 9. Feeling of safety. In American cities, safety is a top concern, and news often covers violent crime. England has lower rates of gun-related deaths, averaging about 30 per year nationwide, far below the US figure of over 19,000. It's normal to see children walk alone to the local shop or play in the park, even in urban areas. Parents in England often let their kids walk to school unsupervised, which can seem risky by US standards. Most police don't carry firearms and focus on community presence. Petty crimes like pickpocketing appear in busy tourist areas, but worries about home invasions or mass shootings are uncommon. Many Americans realize how much time they spent thinking about security back home, and only notice when that concern starts to fade. Number 8. Healthcare costs. Most Americans worry about medical bills, even if they have insurance. In England, the National Health Service, or NHS, covers nearly all routine care at little or no cost. Doctor visits are free at the point of use. Prescription medication prices are capped at $9.65 per item as of 2024. Emergency care is not refused based on ability to pay. People do not take on debt for basic medical needs. Only about 11% buy private insurance, mainly to speed up elective procedures. At first, Americans can find this approach unfamiliar or generous, but it quickly shifts how they see illness. Booking a checkup or filling a prescription becomes routine. The emotional change is real. Concern about costs drops away. This does not mean the NHS is perfect. Queues can be long and waits happen for non-urgent care, but financial stress is clearly reduced. Number 7. Local food. Most supermarkets in England show off British produce, often naming the county of origin on the label. Superstores in the US stock many imported and processed foods, but English chains like Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Waitrose display local fruit, vegetables, and meats. Many food additives are banned or tightly controlled. A typical bakery loaf might list only flour, water, salt, and yeast. Butchers and weekly outdoor markets are still common, selling fresh meat and produce families can afford. Eating at restaurants or pubs makes the difference obvious. A steak pie is usually made in-house, not microwaved from a box. Even sandwich chains like Pret a Manger use fresh UK-sourced ingredients and make food daily. Organic milk often sells for under $1.50 per liter. Over time, Americans notice they eat more fresh vegetable dishes and less sugar. Discovering old snacks taste less natural by comparison. It's a small detail, but it changes everything. Number 6. Public transport. English towns were built before cars dominated travel. Most people use trains, buses, or the underground. An off-peak London Underground ticket costs 2.70, and a train to Manchester, about 208 miles, can cost $30 to $60 if you book in advance. Many city families do not own a car. In London, 36% of households are car-free. There are congestion charges for drivers, like London's $15 a day, so public transport is the more practical option. Americans used to highways and parking lots notice that city centers are best explored on foot or by bike. Double-decker buses
This,
run through suburbs, and trains
this
connect
is
major cities
amazing.
so well that short flights are rare. For instance, the Oxford to Paddington train takes about 1 hour. Service is frequent and delays are newsworthy. Imagine standing at a busy evening train station, newspapers in hand, no one rushing or honking. For Americans, city travel looks very different. Number 5. Language variations. Both countries speak English, but differences in vocabulary, phrasing, and accent stand out. Words like pants mean underwear in England, while trousers refers to outerwear. Regional speech patterns, Liverpool Scouse, Cockney, Yorkshire, can be hard for visitors to follow. English school children learn at least one foreign language from age 7, often Spanish or French. Bilingual signs are rare, but neighbors and travelers often share phrases or local dialects. Many Americans, used to uniform accents and vocabulary, find themselves carefully rephrasing questions and explanations. Over time, this sensitivity to language becomes second nature, and people recognize how deeply identity is tied to speech. Number 4. Affordable education. Tuition fees in England are lower than private tuition for U.S. colleges. English university rates reach up to $9,250 per year for domestic students, about $1,350, while private U.S. schools often charge $4,000 or more. Loan repayments in England start only after earning over $27,295 per year, at 9% of the income above that level, and are forgiven after 30 years. Primary and secondary education follows a national curriculum and is free. Grammar schools, academies, and vocational pathways offer a range of educational tracks. Subjects like music, art, and sports remain central each week. Americans raising children frequently note the focus on critical thinking over rote tests. The approach shapes attitudes about higher education and debt. Think about your own experience for a moment. What was the tuition at your or your children's university, and how does it compare now? Number 3. Slower pace. Before smartphones, most Americans enjoyed slow weekends and family dinners. In England, this rhythm still holds. Shops may close early or remain closed on Sundays. Bank holidays are real breaks. Families go for a walk, couples visit tea rooms, and streets feel quieter. Monday mornings begin gently with full trains but little conversation. Dinners often last longer without TV in the background. Village pubs fill at dusk as neighbors meet for a pint. At first, Americans may find the slower tempo unsettling but grow to value it. Rushing feels less necessary, and the idea of staying busy looks different. It's a small detail, but one worth asking. When was the last time an entire Sunday afternoon was truly free? Number 2. Community life. U.S. neighborhoods are often built for drivers with wide lawns and distant shops. English communities, even in cities, are close-knit. Streets have row houses and flats facing each other, while local high streets are busy with small shops, post offices, and butcher counters close by. Parks and common greens bring people together for picnics or soccer. The pub hosts community events, not just drinks. Neighbors know each other, and it's common to see children outside or adults tending shared gardens called allotments. Americans used to driving and solitary errands notice that in England, daily life is more social. After a while, community contact eases homesickness and points out a basic contradiction. It's easy to praise individualism in the U.S., but many people find quiet comfort in strong local ties. Number 1. Home and identity. Many Americans gain new perspective after living in England. Some admire efficient public services or value-focused meals, but miss larger portions or the bottomless coffee found at home. Dining out in England emphasizes quality and smaller servings. The return home creates mixed feelings. Tipping suddenly seems complicated, supermarkets feel crowded with options, and advertising stands out. People appreciate both old and new systems, and the experience can spark a fresh appreciation for their own culture, even alongside criticism. This adjustment often reveals a contradiction. Learning to value what felt inconvenient or inefficient before, because it's familiar. By now, you might be comparing it to your own life. Which English habit or custom would you most like to see adopted in America? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.
Oh, wow. This is really, really interesting about England. Honestly, this is talking about the school, the security, the culture, the people, the holidays. This is truly, truly inspiring. This is so good to know. Honestly, I think it's good for people to watch stuffs like this because it gives you an insight about what's happening in other countries, in other cities. I wouldn't have known all this if I didn't watch this. This was really, truly, truly educating. But my question is this just in England or every part of UK? Is it just in England? Does this also happen in places like Manchester, Scotland, and other cities in the UK, or just in England? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. But so far, I think I'm really, really inspired, and I want to learn more about the cultures and the happenings in the UK. Thank you so much, guys. It was truly, truly educating. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't go nowhere. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe, guys, and bye bye.